Good evening. I did my research paper on the battle at Kings Mountain. As a U.S. history teacher, this battle is not one that's in the standards, and it really needs to be. We cover Saratoga, we cover Yorktown, we cover Trenton and Princeton, but we don't cover this one. And this one is really just as important, if not more important, than any of those, besides Yorktown could have been, or Saratoga. The battle at Kings Mountain all begins or comes about when, after Saratoga, the French join the and on the Patriot side, the British get a little skittish, and they decide to pull some of their forces out of the colonies to protect their other investments around the world. They also change their strategies from a top-down approach to a bottom-up. And initially, this is very successful. They take Savannah, they take Charleston, they come in and take Augusta, they come through the Carolinas, they take Camden, they take Waxhaws. And at this point, General Clinton decides he's going to go back to New York. He leaves Cornwallis in charge of the South to finish up gaining control of the Carolinas and up through Virginia. So Cornwallis decides to go on to Charlottetown. He sends Ferguson as his left flank to go into the backcountry, into the frontier, to collect these loyalist militia that they have been assured it is all over the southern colonies. That's a false assurance once they actually get in. At first, he's very successful. He is collecting militiamen. But as he moves further and farther into the backcountry, he's not collecting as many as he was in the coastal areas. Then Ferguson does something really stupid. In the South, we would call it them fighting words. And he issues a statement, a proclamation that basically tells the people in the frontier, lay down your arms, join us, or I'm going to come in and decimate all of your family, all of your land, everything. Well, the gentlemen and the families over the mountains, up in the Appalachians, don't take kindly to his threat, and they very swiftly form an army, come on over the mountains, and go after Ferguson. Ferguson ends up doing some backpedaling, and he ends up at Kings Mountain. When he's there, he sends some dispatches to Cornwallis, who is in Charlottetown, but the Catawba River is in between them. There's some discrepancy about what happened to these dispatches because Ferguson never gets any reinforcements. One version, by Cornwallis's words himself, that he got the dispatches, he chose Tarleton to go, but Tarleton said he was sick and couldn't go until about 3 days later. The other story is that the dispatches never reached Cornwallis, and he never knew it. I think it's a little bit of both. Ferguson makes the comment, or one of Ferguson's aides makes the comment, that he has sent several messengers with these dispatches. So I think probably a couple of them made it through. Cornwallis actually got it, but between Tarleton being sick, that he never left. So anyway, Kings Mountain occurs. This is actually the battle, the configuration. Ferguson is killed. The Patriots win. The impact of this is it totally decimates the mindset of the British, that they were beat with these 900 backcountry men. And it changes the shape of the war. These are actually just some pictures of Kings Mountain. Ferguson, hiding in these rocky crags, thought that he was really safe up there. The problem is he had the wrong type of munitions for this kind of fighting, where the over mountain men had the correct munitions. This is some photographs, paintings, recreations of the men who were involved in this. The general and commanders with the paintings there. The picture down there in the bottom, of course, is what the over mountain men probably look like. The gentleman in the upper right is actually General Joseph Martin. He was the Indian agent in this area at this time, and his Indian wife, Betsy Ward, her mother was Nancy Ward, who was a beloved woman for the Cherokee. She was also a friend of white settlers. He was able to convince the Cherokees, who were allies of the British, not to come in on this battle, which would have changed the dynamics of it. The outcome of this is the Patriots win. They're bolstered by this victory. Cornwallis is broken. He doesn't understand. He ends up pulling back. He pulls all the way back down into Charleston, marches into Yorktown, and 18 months later, of course, the war is over. If this battle had not happened, we would have had a different outcome with the American Revolution.